This is a very interesting quote with many layers of meaning. I want to unpack this by first looking at what it means in medicine and what it means to me more generally. So first with medicine, I think it's just the understanding that medicine is a tough career with challenges at every stage. Medical interviews, 4 years of medical school, internship, and then specialist training. I've got to understand that I've got to face these challenges with the right mindset. And I think the right mindset here is the one put forth by the famous psychologist Carol Dweck, the growth mindset. The idea that if you think of challenges as opportunities of growth, that's how you're going to get through them really well. One of my favorite basketball players is Michael Jordan, and everyone knows his famous quote about failure, about the missed 9,000 shots. But few don't recognize or don't really appreciate that for the first 9 years of his career, he didn't win a significant amount, and he actually attributes this constant failure, to his later dominant success. I think what this quote also means of doctors is that they should be very open to constructive criticism from their colleagues, from their superiors especially, and the patients. Because at the end of the day, if they take this on board, they will improve how they treat patients, which is the most important thing for medicine. I think what this also means for medicine is the fact that learning is very important. And so what this means practically is continuous professional development needs to be a priority. Another thing which I think this quote actually misses, and which is important for medicine, is the fact that there are high burnout rates in medicine. And this speaks to the fact that some problems or challenges are not conducive to growth, and they just flatten people. Doctors, I think, need to be aware of this and need to have support networks in place when they just can't get through these problems. Now, I want to have a look at now what this quote means to me more generally at a more deeper level. Firstly, I know this quote, the message of the quote to be true, because the times when I felt I've lived a full existence are precisely the times when I've dealt with multiple challenges. For example, on an overseas service project to a remote Pacific island, we had to construct some classrooms. But there were so many challenges. We were on a tight budget, a tight deadline, we had to deal with the weather, and we had difficult team members. Yet, I can safely say, looking back, that was a time when I never felt more alive. I think what this quote also means to me is the fact that problems are relative and growth is relative, so we should never measure or compare with each other. For example, I work in disability support, and I support kids with severe autism. Their challenges are quite simple relatively. They have to wake up a certain time, make sure they have good table manners, make sure they go to the toilet on time, and make sure they enjoy their activities and communicate as best they can. But that's exactly how they grow and live a meaningful life. At a more deeper level, I think what this quote means to me is the fact that precisely by facing problems and growing from them, this is the way in which you can live a meaningful life. This is the idea sort of put forth by one of my favorite authors, Jordan Peterson. Everyone knows his famous book, 12 Rules for Life, but few know about the problems that he's faced in his personal life. He's lived through this. His wife nearly died. His daughter has serious immune illnesses. He himself went into, he had to go into therapy and rehab. He nearly got fired from his job. Yet he contends that these problems and that facing these problems were precisely the way in which he found meaning. I think one thing that this quote also misses, and a key ingredient to facing problems, is the importance of having a clear purpose in life. This is the idea put forth by Viktor Frankl in his book, Man's Search for Meaning. He was a psychologist who got through the Nazi concentration camps, and he observed that the people who were able to survive the longest were precisely the ones who had the strongest convictions and purposes, whether that it was their family or the fact that they were looking forward to a new life. So how this relates to medicine is the fact that there's going to be lots of challenges in personal life and in the actual career. If doctors have a clear purpose, which is the importance of patients, they'll get through it.